What's up, everybody? My name is Zosh. I'm sitting down with David Cordell from Hybrid Racing. Good morning, David. How's it going?
Great.
I'm asking some questions about how did hybrid racing start, your impact on hybrid racing, your impact with hybrid racing. First thing first, like, introduce yourself. Like, who is David Cordell?
That's a funny question. I don't really know how to answer it. I'm just
David, man.
Yeah, I'm David. I've been a part of hybrid since we started.
Back in what?
Really, it was in late 2002, early 2003 when we became a business. I kind of joined in right then and there. Helped move into the first shop, swept the floors.
He was an intern.
I was
basically an intern.
I was the free help intern for many years. I was in high school, didn't really have a job, I didn't really want to get a job, but I did know that I wanted to do things with cars, and I knew that being that we are in such a small, town, and the car scene's not very big unless you're into really old classic muscle cars and stuff. Getting involved with some guys that were into imports was really my thing, and so, it just so happened that we kind of aligned in that regard, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to be a part of it, and so that's what I did.
So how did you meet Will?
I met Will through some friends that I went to high school with that knew him through work and other, car builds. Will was working on one of their cars and doing some engine work and a clutch job and all this other stuff. And, I had a Mustang at the time, which was my first car. And I really didn't like it. I thought that it was a lot cooler than it really ended up being.
Yeah.
And I was really kind of into like imports, right? I really liked Hondas and Acuras. I liked the way they look. I liked the way that they sound and that they were lightweight. And they always seemed like they just worked better than the car that I had. And so after hanging out with my buddies that I met Will and ended up buying a car from him and doing some work with him on the car, and that was my first Honda, and yeah, the rest is really history. I haven't been away since.
For me, when I got my first Honda, it was because I was in high school, and a friend of mine, he took me for a ride in my first Honda ever. Like, it was a modified, 98 Civic. So my question to you is, like, what made you, aside from the looks, like, what made you, like, look at Honda and was like, wow, I really want to, like, mess with this platform? Like, I really want to, like, get into the Honda.
Yeah, I honestly, I loved the fact that you could do so much stuff to it.
Yeah.
I mean, even back then when I was in high school, 02, 03, 04, the Honda community was huge. I mean, it was big, and I was just blown away with how many parts that you could buy for those cars that you could change. Like, you could change body parts and headlights and seats and all of these things. I had never really seen that before. I saw it in the classic cars and like classic muscle cars and stuff like that, but it was all, that's all like handmade stuff.
Yeah.
You can't or pick up a catalog or call somebody and buy stuff like that for those cars. But you could for a Civic. You could literally call somebody and say, hey, I want to change the entire car. I want to buy all this stuff from you. And it was a thing. And that blew my mind. And really, ever since I kind of had that revelation when I was young in high school, I was like, man, that's what I want to do. I got to do that. I have to do something involved with cars, making them faster, making them look better, making them look cooler, making them more fun to drive. It was... I think the customization that really just sucked me in. And it sucks me in today still.
Back then, from like what I can see, is like, I didn't even think, like, I knew like the Honda community was like a thing back then, obviously, because I was 6 years old when Fast and Furious came out, and I was like, I loved that movie, so it was just, it's like really cool to me to know that like back then, like, you guys were actually, like, the movie didn't have, I mean, it didn't have an impact, like, it had like more of the mainstream impact. It was more off camera that you guys were doing, and that's really, I think, cool to me.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. Obviously I like all those movies, and like the first Fast and Furious movies are really cool video. It's a cool movie to watch. It means a lot to a lot of people. And I don't think it means as much to me as it does to other people, right? Like, that was the movie that started it all for me. Like, no, I was into cars. I was I was involved with all that stuff. And I remember watching the movie at the theater being like, oh, I know that car. Like, oh, I know those parts. Or, oh, that doesn't make sense because it's this and that, And so it was a fun movie to watch, but it was just entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day,
I knew more about all of the stuff in the movie to realize how kind of fake it was.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Just entertainment purposes only. Yeah,
right. But it's still a really fun movie to watch.
That movie, I remember watching it at my dad's place. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. That like those games, like Needle the Underground.
Was that PlayStation
2?
PlayStation 2.
It was just out. It was like 2002, 2003.
Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit with the Lamborghini on the front.
That was my jam.
Yeah, man. That's what started it for me, man. And my brother having Gran Turismo on the PS1 and let me play that and play the driver game series. Like it was really cool.
Yeah.
So my next question regards you and hybrid racing. How did you transition from the intern to like the sales, the marketing director, like the guy to talk to at hybrid racing?
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of story, but really, when you don't have a whole lot of options when you're younger, I was in high school and I was, just having a limited market. I don't even want to say a market, but just where we are, it's a small place, and there's really not a whole lot of people doing this stuff. So, I just saw an opportunity to learn. I saw an opportunity to, get involved with some guys that knew a lot more than I did about cars and about stuff. And really, it was just, I saw the opportunity there, when I was a lot younger, and that kind of kept me going. I swept the floor for a long time. I would sort buckets of bolts and, just generally help out around the shop, go pick up parts, or I learned how to change oil, learned how to service cars, change wheels and things like that. It was just an opportunity that I had where I couldn't get the experience from anywhere else.
Yeah.
If I had to sacrifice, my time and money to learn how to do those things, it was totally worth it. I never asked to get paid. I never expected to get paid for it. I just wanted to be there, be a part of what was going on, because it was something that I just wanted to do so bad. Again, it goes back to being a small business, and when you don't have a whole lot of money, it's kind of hard to really get good opportunities, right?
Yeah,
to make money, So of course it didn't make sense for me to get a paycheck, or, because they couldn't afford to pay me, but I was willing to sacrifice my time to learn and to help. And so over the years, as business picked up, the decision was made to kind of transition from general maintenance and repair and just a tuning shop, and turn it into an actual manufacturing company that sold their own brand of products. Opportunities just presented themselves for me to stay and become more helpful and do more things. You have to adapt and you have to evolve, right?
Yeah.
So, the question for me, and how can I always make a better impact? What can I do more? How can I help more? And in turn, if I helped, then I would get rewarded, right? Because the company would grow and everybody would be on the ship and we would all grow together.
If anyone out there is watching this and want to get into the business, what would be the best approach? For you, it was different. You knew Will, and Will's made, you and Will,
we
like,
just,
made all of it.
We created things together.
Yeah.
I've never really had to approach other people to do things like that, just because we've been so fortunate with what we do, and we've had the ability to just continue down our road of what we pay for ourselves. But if you're new and you want to get into the industry of the automotive aftermarket, I'm assuming that's what you mean.
Yeah.
You have to, I think, just be a genuine person, and you have to be driven internally. You have to be passionate about what it is that you want and what you do. You can't look to other people for that, and so, like, if you wake up in the morning and you say, like, these are the things that I'm going to do, you got to do them. And you can't let anything stop you. You know what I'm saying? You really have to get to it, and you can't give up. If you say one day, like, okay, well, I'm not making it, I'm not getting any, good leads with any companies, or nobody seems to want to help me or do this or that. Change. Do something different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give up, but just change your approach. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's answers and there are ways to get what you want. It's not always going to come to you on the first try. You know what I'm saying? The advice is don't give up. And if you want to get into the industry, look at people that are there and offer to help for free. Offer to help without getting anything in return. Yeah. Everybody, I think, expects a lot from people. Yeah. And everybody wants a handout, right? Everybody wants somebody to help them or, do this or that. Well, like, for a lot of people, we don't get handouts. A lot of people, we never had any help. We did everything on our own. You just have to be driven and passionate, and you have to have, I think just the mindset of just not giving up.
You can actually say the same thing for like people that ask me all the time, like, yo, how do I get sponsored? Or like the whole YouTube thing of like, how do I grow my channel? Or like, and the same, everything you said can, like, you can apply that to so many things. Yeah. And it's like, when people ask me for shout outs, I'm like, what have you done? Like, I've never been given a shout out.
How does that help you?
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. It's like,
it doesn't.
You don't.
I had advice that was given to me a long time ago. You really need to position yourself, and you need to work with people that are smarter than you. Yeah, if you're not, it doesn't help. Yeah. Because those opportunities will help you, and the opportunities that you give other people are going to help them, and it's not really going to help. I mean, it might make you feel better. You might say, oh, well, at least I helped all these people do this stuff. Okay, well,
what have they done for you?
Where are you? How does that help you? Does that help you get to where you want to be? And I'm not saying don't be genuine and help people, but at the end of the day, business is business. Yeah. Business is different than having friends and being fun and having a good personality, because business is about numbers, and that's it. Business isn't anything else.
Business is numbers, everybody.
That's it.
All right, so leading on from that question, I'm going to ask you, what has been like your favorite moment at hybrid racing? Like, what really, like, wow, I'm glad I get to wake up and do this. Yeah. Like, what was that defining moment for you?
There isn't a defining moment, I don't think, but I will say that there are lots of perks, I think, that comes with what we do, and certainly it goes both ways, right? There's sacrifice and there's reward, So the reward is that I get to come to work every day and work with the things that I'm most passionate about in life, and I get to be a part of creating products that change people's cars, that change the way that they interact with their cars, change the way that they feel about things. If they were really unhappy with a shifter or a motor part or something, and we said, hey, you know what, we're going to fix that, we're going to solve that. That is a reward that I get just from being a part of this place and having the ability to create those things. Ultimately, the biggest thing for me is really just being able to work here and being able to be a part of this and really having the ability to create things that I want, right?
And that works.
That's it.
That's it. That's so like every day is like a great day. You know what I'm saying? It's like
there are definitely days that are better than others.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
Yeah, it's normal. It's human.
At the end of the day, if you step back and you look at what it is that what we have created, and how long we've been doing it, and all of the things that we've been through, and all the things that we've learned, it is without a doubt worth it to me, and it's still very important. So, I'm still really passionate about it even now.
Why would anyone want to buy from Hybrid Racing other than other companies that make similar parts or the same parts? Yeah. What is it that differentiates Hybrid Racing from other Honda Performance, Acura parts? Like, what is it? Like, if you were a customer, would you buy from Hybrid Racing?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty deep question. And I don't know if I can give you a straight line answer, but ultimately, I think it boils down to how much we care about what we do. Yeah. We care about the people that buy from us. We care about the parts that we create. We care about the cars that we make parts for. What sets us apart, I think, is just the fact that we care so much, right? And I mean, that's the underlying thing, but ultimately, we ask ourselves because we have such high standards, just in life and in business. Me personally, with my own cars and my own projects and the way that I build cars, I've got a high standard for what quality parts are. Why customers buy from us, I think, is just really that we have good parts and that we care. And
that's it. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, and ultimately, I'm an open and honest guy. If you call me and you need help, I'll help you. I've probably wired 1,000 cars over the phone. Just by helping people over the years get their cars running. I've helped people get their cars running that have never even bought a part from us, ever. And, when you call and you need help and you don't have anybody else, if I can help you, I will. And I think a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, especially from a company, like a higher up in a company. You know what I'm saying? Not like just a regular employee that's like, give you like an automated message like something goes bad. And like if you buy a part from Hybrid Racing and it goes bad, you guys are like, you're quick on that. Like,
because we take that stuff seriously. I'm glad you brought that up. There are certain things I think in business, and just being a parts manufacturer, shit happens.
Yeah.
We have thousands and thousands of parts that we sell every month. Sometimes things happen. We're humans. We're still a small company. We're a team of about 15 people. Ultimately, if somebody does have a problem with something that they bought from us, we'll fix it. 100%. I wouldn't, because I look at it like, hey, Zosh, you've given me your money. You've expected me to deliver a product. I'm going to give you this product, and it doesn't meet the standards that I claim it has. And I haven't fulfilled that promise. That's an honest transaction. It's an honest way to do business. If we don't meet those expectations, then it's on us to make it right. And I think, 99% of the time we do it. You know what I mean? And there's always corner cases, right? There's always things that are out of your control, but ultimately, if it's on us, we're going to stand behind it. You know what I mean? And that's always been the case. That's always been the case since day one, and it's not changing now, and I don't think it ever will. And so if you buy parts from us, you're going to get that support. You're going to have the ability, to call us or email us or message us or whatever and say, hey, can you help me with this? Yeah, we absolutely can, because you decided to purchase a part from us, and because of all the things that go along with it, right? Yeah. It's not just a nice part. It's, the service, it's all the things.
Everything. Yeah. So I pretty much asked you like everything from like a consumer standpoint, or what I would want to know more about hybrid racing, but is there anything you want to say to like end off this video?
I think that if there's anything that I want to put out there is that we're just really passionate people. We really like what we do. We've been through a lot of stuff. Over the years. Running a business isn't easy, and it certainly isn't cheap. You win and you lose sometimes, and we're still here, and we're still as dedicated as ever to make the best parts that we possibly can. And I think that we will continue to make great parts that we would want to put on our own cars, and I'm going to keep building cars, anyway. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it until I can't pick up a wrench anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach my son how to do it, and I can't wait for him to learn about all the things that we've done. And so I think that's it.
Passion. Yeah. Driven by passion. That's the main thing.
Yeah, because
passion, man.
For me, like, it's easy for me to talk to people about cars because it's always something that I've always been
interested in,
passionate about, right? And so I can talk shop and talk cars with anybody, talk about business and numbers and this and that and reports and all those things. Like, there's a time and a place for those things, but ultimately it's my job to make sure that I think what we're doing represents our core focus is being passionate about cars and driving, because that's where it comes from. It comes from, my heart. It comes from the things that I live and breathe every day is cars. I don't know if other people are like that. I'm sure that most car companies should probably feel like that. But again, I don't know. I just know what we do, and I know why we do it, and it's because we love it.
So with that all being said, man, I want to say thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you.
It was great to know more about hybrid racing in an aspect of a customer standpoint.
Yeah.
And I just think it's awesome that, passion is what drives the company. The word you can mention hybrid with is just passion and customer care. and that will go a long way for the company and for the people that made the company what it is. Because you know, if you're not passionate about something, it's not gonna last. You just, like, if you're in it just for like the revenue, then it's like you don't care about like.
Hey, it's about being creative, and it's about building things that are important and useful.
Exactly, and that will last. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we are continuously evolving, and we are always driven and passionate about the things that we do, and are genuine people, just with on a personal level and with our products, then I think that can't fail.
It can't. No, you know? I don't think. And that is it. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow Hybrid Racing down below. All the social medias are down below. Check out their website, and if you want, you know, use code 5OFF-ZOSH to save some bones. You know what I'm saying, on some parts. And be sure to check out my social media. Thank you guys for watching this video. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks.
Bye.